Hello, happy Monday. How are you? Welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend with me. I'm Nichelle. Hopefully my phone does not fall out with 2excel with Nichelle.com. First off, I just want to give prayer to the Las Vegas situation, the families, the city itself, and all those that are impacted. Vegas is a wonderful place, and it's unfortunate that someone's else's woes had a impact on the lives of so many. So I give prayer and respect to the family, the survivors, and the victims. Today we are going to talk about theory. Theory. Welcome. Thank you so much. If this is your first time to my broadcast, welcome. I'm Nichelle with 2excel with Nichelle.com. I help you start, market, and grow in your life, in your business, and in your relationship. And I do that by helping you to identify whatever your weaknesses are. And then we maximize them into strengths. And we take those strengths and maximize them. And we also look at your opportunities because as I say all the time, opportunities come dressed as overalls. They look like work and we don't want to do it. But there's so many opportunities that we face on a regular basis, on a daily basis. And if we just jumped out, leaped out on faith, and in the guidance of the opportunity that's presented to us, we can do so much better in our lives. And then we go from there and look at those threats and attempt to devour them. Threats a lot of times can be fear, things that drive us not to do something because of the threats that exist around us. But I just got news for you. Threats are going to always be present. And you have to always be proactive instead of reactive in handling those threats. So sometimes you can't plan for them. Sometimes you can always have a backup plan, a backup option, so you know what to do if it should happen. And you know how to take care of it in a business perspective, in a life perspective, in a relationship perspective. So welcome again. If this is your first time here, I'm typically on every day between Monday through Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then I typically come on sometime during the day. It depends on how my schedule is between 3 and 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I try to do that Monday through Friday if time permits, if I don't get too bogged down. So outside of that, I typically scope about life, business, and relationships because those are my specialty. Been a business owner for 25 years, an entrepreneur for over 20, been in life for quite some time, been married for for 21 years. So I can have some kind of atmosphere and worked in corporate America in different entities, real estate, insurance, every sector of business, mortgages, education, anything you can ask me, I probably have done it except being a doctor or education, but I'm on my way to be a doctor very soon. So again, thanks again. If this is your first time here, if you like what you're hearing and you're not connected with me, because we're all about positivity on this broadcast, go ahead and connect with me. I'm also on Instagram and on Twitter at Nichelle Womack if you like to see what I do over there as well. My IG page be blowing up. I got some great connections over there, over here on Periscope and on Twitter and on Facebook. So again, thanks again for being a part of my space. I greatly appreciate you. So let's go ahead and get started. When we're talking about theory, you know, theory, as a doctoral candidate, I talk about theory all the time. Theory being facts, theory being something that we come up with by perception, by an idea, an expectation, and all that kind of stuff. So today I'm going to share with you how you can literally, your fourth quarter of 2017, prepare for your interest in 2018. Now, I literally have been talking about planning, preparation, and goals for 2018 since between March and May, because you must always be ahead of the game instead of behind the game. And if you look at some of our key leaders in America today, around the world, if you look at some of the key billionaires and all of that, they stay progressive instead of waiting until the moment come and then attempting to jump off into it. You miss out on so much when you wait. But you should plan and you should prepare, because when you plan and prepare, you're better equipped to handle the unknown, the unexpected, and all that kind of stuff. So when I am speaking to clients, when I'm speaking to my students, when I'm even out there working my business, my brand and all that, I look at theory. And the first question I ask myself is, why would someone buy from me? Why would someone listen to what I have to say? Well, first and foremost, you got to be convincing on every aspect, and you got to have something to say. When you're talking about content, people literally don't recognize and realize that everything that you say, somebody is going to be or has been impacted by it. I promise you they have. Hey, Pastor Monique, welcome. How are you? Somebody is or has been impacted by it. So don't think just because you don't think you have something to say that somebody is not ready, willing, and able to listen. Thank you for sharing, Pastor Monique. And so I try to steer people that are afraid to go into that next endeavor because of their fear, to let them know that your voice is powerful. Your voice can save a life. Your voice can change a life. Your voice can bring happiness to someone. But you have to know that. So when we're talking about, hey, how you doing? When we're talking about theory, we want to look at, first of all, theory is a great place to start. And the reason why, because theory hurts so much. I'm going to be honest with you. Theory hurts because when you're talking about theory, majority of the time you're talking about facts, real truth, real talk. And then you go into the perspective. So in doctoral studies, they teach us that, how do people think? And in my human behavior practice, what I'm doing. Hello, how are you? This is what they're talking about. They're like, why do people think the way they do? Why do people do what they do? Thank you so much for throwing up that love. I greatly appreciate you. Why do people do what they do? Why do people think what they do? And there's always a why. Why is the most difficult question for other people, but it's not difficult for us to ask. You're fine? Great. I'm so glad to hear that. So why? You should always be questioning the why, but then you need to come with a solution. And the solution literally is always there. All we have to do is dig deeper down. So this relates to you in business. This relates to you in life. This relates to you in relationships. For example, relationships. I had a client tell me that they cannot stay in a sustainable relationship and get fulfillment with it for a long period of time. Same situation with business. I had a client tell me that everything that they start, for somehow they tend to get disinterested in it over a period of time. Life. People talk every day about giving up. Giving up. It's easy to do give up. It's easy. It's easy. All you got to do is just say, I don't want to do it anymore. And you give up. But that's the easy way out. So when you're talking about theory, there's always an answer to why. So you need to ask yourself, why is this happening? Why is this happening in my business? Why is this happening in my relationship? Why is this happening in my life? So if it's happening in your relationship and you can't stay in a sustainable relationship, perhaps maybe you need to question the person that you're getting involved in with relationship, and then perhaps yourself. Because opposites attract, and then sometimes two people that don't need to be together attract as well. And so that's a clear perspective when you out there. If you're hunting and you're finding everything that you're hunting is not good for you, then you're going to get that foul taste or foul experience in a relationship. When you're talking about business, if you're seeking something that you're not interested in, once you started, you're tired of it, that's not for you. Because see, business, when you're talking about business, if you're passionate about it, you're going to keep on doing it. I mean, it's something that's going to be where I wouldn't say you wake up and you don't want to get paid for, because who don't want to get paid for their work, okay? It's just real talk. But you are so passionate about it that you don't even think about the money sometimes. So that can be the case. And then when you're talking about relationships, you're so interested in getting into a relationship, anything that comes through, you're jumping at it. And so we really have to be mindful theory, because there's always an answer to why. In life, if you find yourself always on the opposite side of the spectrum, ask yourself why. Why am I always on the opposite side of the spectrum? I've always heard and been taught and learned that if you want a friend, you need to be a friend. If you want a spouse, you need to be a spouse. If you want anything in your life, you need to become that. As a man thinketh, so is he. So that is scripture. That is something that the word says that we typically don't apply in our lives. And so therefore we find theory to not answer the questions that we have. But I go back to say theory always has a why. Okay. Thanks again for that love. I greatly appreciate you coming in. If this is your first time to my scope, my name is Nichelle and I'm with 2excelwithnichelle.com. I typically broadcast every day, Monday through Thursday, between the hours of 7:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I typically get on throughout the week, Monday through Friday, if time permits, between 3 and 5 to give you some inspiration. Today, I've tied everything in together to focus on theory, because this month of October, my goal will be to help you get out of your comfort zone, to push you to wherever it is your destination of success, so that you can claim it, receive it, do it, and achieve it. Okay. Bottom line, if you're not moving towards that positioning, you have 92 days 91 almost to be exact, to end 2017? Or are you going to wait to December 31st to say, I don't know what I'm going to do for January for 2018? If that's the case, you're already lost. Okay. Even if you're starting right now, you're behind the 8 ball. All right. Because most business people, most people that are looking for progression, they started in March, April, May. Right now, it's not too late. You can begin. You're just going to have to work. Okay. Great teaching. Thanks, Pastor Monique. Greatly appreciate you being here. And so again, there's always an answer behind the why. So before you just go say, anything about anything, think about the why. Why did it happen? Something made that happen. Something was a result of it happening. Or it just don't happen. Crazy just don't pop out of a bag. Okay. Crazy just does not pop out of a bag. There's always ulterior motives. Ulterior motives. There's always a reasoning behind something happening. And there's always, in some instances, I'm not going to say always, but in some instances, you will find a purpose behind motive and behavior in those instances. I'm learning this in doctoral studies, okay? So this is what I'm teaching you, what I'm sitting in a classroom paying $100,000 to learn. Yes, I say the same thing every day. I got to pay for this. Okay. Anyway. Yes, if you want to move forward, you got to invest in yourself. And when I get those initials behind my name, PhD, it will be worth it. Long, hard work, but worth it. I hope so. Yeah, so let's talk about number 2. Okay, when we're talking about theory again, we're talking about, it's a great place to start. Let's look at expectation. People never expect things to happen. They never expect goodness. They never expect great things to happen in their life. They never expect to get married. They never expect to become an entrepreneur. They never expect things to happen in their life. Tragedy or good things, they never expect it. So when you're talking about theory, the expectation of something never imagined, again, go back to that core essence of why. The imagination will take you so many places. Sometimes the imagination takes us places we don't want to go. I mean, I know me personally, sometimes I'm thinking, I'm like, why am I imagining this? Dreams. That's another aspect. What do you dream about? Do your dreams really vilify your life, or does it approve of your life? Okay. So someone mentioned to me that they have a lot of nightmares. Now, not an expert in dreams, but if you're having a lot of nightmares, I'm going to ask you, what are you doing on a daily basis? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What is impacting your life for you to consistently have nightmares on a regular basis? And I'm talking about life in that aspect. And so if you can't answer that, then we have to go dive into some a little deeper, sleep therapy and all of that. But you can get simple answers to your question just by thinking about them. Okay, so business, if you think about what you're doing in your business and perhaps maybe you're not getting any sales, you're not getting the right customer and all of that, go to the fact of, are you selling what people want? Then when you're talking about the right customers, are you targeting the right audience? Because majority of the time, those two answers are no. Majority of the time, those two answers are no. So if you're targeting the wrong people, then obviously you're not going to get any sales, because the people that you're targeting don't want your stuff. And then if you're selling something and you're pushing it consistently on people, sometimes people, if they don't know why you're pushing it on them and they don't know what it is, they don't know how it can be valuable to them in their lives, they don't see a need for it. People buy based on need. Theory. People buy based on need. Fact. Okay. Perception. They buy based on need. And if you're talking about a relationship, if you consistently want somebody and they don't want you, that's an indication right there to say, look, I need to pick up my bags and I need to go. Okay. If you're consistently with somebody and they don't want you, you need to really refocus to see if that person is for you. Because I truly believe equal yoke. I do. Now, someone asked me the other day, can you build equal yoke? Yes, I do believe two people can be joined together that are not of equally yoked. God says something different because he says that you should be equally yoked before you say I do. Now, I'm not going to argue with God because his word is mandated, okay? But I'm saying I know people that have, not to contraindicate, but they became equally yoked in the relationship. For example, my husband and myself, we're totally two different people, but we were equally yoked. I truly believe we were equally yoked when we got married. We just didn't see the total same thing. Now we still don't, but opposites attract again. And the opposites of us bring us closer together in our decision making, in our life, in thoughts, rearing children, finances, and all that kind of stuff. So when you're thinking about that, you really have to be in the mindset of the spouse that you're with, and that equally yoked can't be hard to get to. Okay. God says it should be there, but it can't be hard to get to if you're thinking about evolving. Sometimes that equally yoke can crack and you can be gone. All right. people grow out of love, they say. Yes, I don't know how you grow out of love, but they say you can grow out of love. All right. So that expectation is never imagined. If you've never imagined it, how can you expect it to happen? The expectation. If you never imagined being the greatest wife, the greatest mom, the greatest business owner, the greatest person in your life, achieving and excelling in every area of your life, yes, this is possible. You can achieve and excel in every area of your life. People do it every day. Every day. They may fall short on one end, but they may be stronger in another end. Okay. Because we all have strengths. We all have weaknesses and things of that nature. And sometimes they mesh together and they evolve and help us be better in one area versus the other. So, don't be down on yourself because you say, well, I don't have my life right, but my business right. I don't have my business right, but my relationship right. To be honest with you, in order for you to be complete in total happiness, success, all of them have to be synergistic with one another. And it is possible. It's called balance. It's called balance. You know how much you can take. You know how much you can deal with. You know what's too much on your plate. And I got a saying, I asked God to feed me. And then when he fed me, I became so full. He says that in his word. He will give you more than enough. And then do you complain about it? I found myself doing that at one time, complaining about all the blessings that God has given me. Then I said, I better shut up because just like he gave it to me, he can take it away too. Thank you so much for being so diligent and so gracious. I think that is Pastor Monique throwing up that love, those blue hearts. I greatly appreciate it. If you like what you're hearing, tap that screen. Okay. That just shows me that first of all, you're listening, you understand, you hear, you have some kind of agreement with what I'm saying, and you're sharing the love. Love is caring. Okay. We need more love in this world. After yesterday's devastation, if we gave more love, just think about how great we can be as a people, as a country, as a nation, as a world. Love make the world go round. Yes, love makes the world go round. So then you're talking about that expectation. Some people just like to come in and see how you look and what you're talking about. Pastor Monique. They like to come in and see what you got on for that day, where you're scoping from, what you're doing and all that. And if that's you, welcome, because I'm going to show you how good God is. All righty. Thank you. Yes. Number 3. Let's talk about the next thing when you're talking about theory. Okay. Communication. People do not communicate. I literally say this all the time. I don't understand how you can get on social media and not communicate with people. I really don't. That's how we learn about other people. People have judgment because they don't know what they don't know. Yep, that's what they do. Yeah, they do it. I don't understand that because I ain't going to waste my time coming to see you and I don't involve myself in the conversation. Because if you're saying something that touches me, I'm going to say, yeah, good job or whatever like that, because we have to be more communicative. That's the destruction of relationships. That's why people don't make it in business and in life, because they do not communicate. Some people are silenced. I did a survey the other day and it showed that I was one of those when I was those personable kind of people that I strive to be liked. And that was just part of my zodiac sign. I said, no, I don't, because I literally could care less. At this stage in my life, in my adult life, I literally could care less. If I'm making an impact, great, because I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for the Most High. He's given me gifts. He's charged me. God charges you with things. Believe it or not, if you're not doing what he gave you to do with what he wants you to do with it, he will take it away. He will decrease it and all of that. And so I try to be obedient to the Most High. And when you're talking about communication delivers clarity. It helps people understand what it is that you're talking about, what you're doing, what you expect, all of that. And so if you're not communicating in your relationship, you're going to find that there's going to be a lack of a lot of things, a lack of love for one, a lack of growth, a lack of opportunity for you to get to that next level in your relationship. You got to communicate. You just can't come home and not talk. Every day my husband and I come home, it's always, how was your day? And sometimes we were just so over the head. Like today was just a crazy day because of what happened yesterday. But that's our first means of conversation before we say anything about anything. How was your day? Communication, clarity. I need to see where you are and then where I need to go from there. Okay, business. If you don't talk to your customers and ask them clearly, what do you think about our company? Where can we grow? Where do we lack? You'll never grow and get bigger. You'll never expand in your spectrum that you're trying to expand in, because people like to be heard. People want to know what you think. People want to know. They want you to value their opinion. We have a store where I'm from, and every time you come in, they're I'll use Chick-fil-A. I used this once before. Chick-fil-A, I forget what they say all the time, but one of them, My pleasure. That's what they say. My pleasure. Everything is my pleasure. So when you think about you going there and then you go to another restaurant and they don't do what this other one did, you're like, why the heck should I go back there? When I go to Chick-fil-A, they make me feel like a queen. They make me feel like they really want my business, like they really deserve my business. Versus going here to this other restaurant, I walk in, they don't even acknowledge me. They don't even tell me thank you when I give them my money for the food that they make. But when I go to Chick-fil-A, my pleasure, all of that. And so again, communication. When you speak to people that you want to hear from, they will tell you what you need to hear. They will tell you, thanks again for that love. I greatly appreciate it. They will tell you what they need, what they want, how they want it, when they want it, all of that. And all it takes is a keen listening skill. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And sometimes we don't use that. I know I've been guilty of that plenty of times. Yes. But when you sit back, listen, and observe, you can learn a lot. Communication, clarity. You need to speak about what you want. The word says that clearly as well. Speak it into existence. So if you're quiet and you're broke, you're probably going to stay broke. If you're quiet and you're not in a relationship that's growing, that's evolving, that's giving you the satisfaction that you desire, you probably will never get it because you never addressed it with your spouse. This is what I like to do. This is what I like to have. This is how I like for you to treat me. And if you can't, I'm gone. Yes. But then in business, if you don't talk to your customers, talk with them and ask them, what is it that I can do to make it better for you? Okay. Because they got choices. Customers have choices. Relationships have choices. They don't have to be with you. And in life, if you are not consistently asking yourself, what do I need to do to get to that next level? Do I need to go get my college degree? Do I need to get certified in something? Do I need to pay somebody for some coaching? Okay, because I know I don't have it all going on. Nobody does. I pay for a coach myself, and I'm a life transition strategist. And my coach helps me pull out my strengths that I do with my clients. And so I'm able to do it better, not because I have initials behind my name, that MBA, that BA, soon to be PhD, partial MA. Not because I have that. It's because I've worked with someone that's doing what I want to do so I can get better at it. So we have to invest in ourselves. If you don't invest in yourself, you're going to stay stuck in that same place. And I tell people this all the time. I get clients that come to me, they have degrees. Yay, you got a degree. Who don't have a degree nowadays? Most people do. A lot of people have education, some capacity. They've been in somebody's classroom. And so if you're not adding to your portfolio, your resume, you might as well extract it. You're not able to compete with those who are. That's what it is. Okay. You're not going to be able to compete with those who are taking time to invest in themselves. So communication is clarity. Get communication in everything that you do. Speak to people, share your viewpoints, and always be respectful. I can't stress that enough because we're not designed to think alike. We're not designed. Thank you so much, Pastor Monique. We're not designed to think alike, and that's the good thing. That's the good thing. That means we're unique. We're different. We have a lot to bring to the table, a melting pot of ideas, and that's a good thing. If everybody thought like you, just imagine what this world would be. If your future spouse or your current spouse thought about you, just think how much bumping of the heads you'll be. Too much you, okay? I don't want nobody to think like me. I want to have some opposition for the simple reason that means I can learn from you and you can learn from me. We might not ever agree, but we'll agree to disagree, okay? Respect. Be respectful. And number 4, okay, it's hard to escape reality. It's hard to escape reality when you're talking about theory, because theory is facts. Remember what I said, perception, some idea of how it's supposed to be. So it's hard to escape reality. The reality of it is, as I stated earlier, all of us don't have it going on like we say we do. I know I fall short in a whole lot of places, a whole lot, but I'm willing to look at my faults. I'm willing to turn them into positive because I'm willing to go out there and say, I don't know. Okay. When you're quiet, or going back to communication again, and you're not expressing what you don't know, you stay stuck on stupid. A lot of people stay stuck on stupid because they're afraid to say, I don't know. And it's okay if you don't know. Because if you knew everything, you should be very, very wealthy. You should be a billionaire right now. Okay? So don't be afraid that 2018, please do not go into the year thinking that you know it all and you're still in the same position that you were in 2017. All right. So literally, clearly, you should be in a different place than you were January of 2017. You should be somewhere else. You should be in a greater place than you were then. If you're still there, that means you're stuck and you are refusing to invest in your next level. Get out of your comfort zone. That's number 4. The reality is escape. It's hard to escape reality. The truth. People don't like the truth. The truth hurts, Pastor Monique. It literally hurts. I know I like the truth all the time. Tell me. I'd rather know. I'd rather you know and tell me versus lie. And I walk around thinking that I got it going on. And I don't. I'd rather you be honest with me, because then that gives me room for improvement. And all of us have room for improvement to get better at something in our lives. So the reality is hard to escape. Yes. Think about it. Nobody likes to say that's true. That's right. Even with all the stuff that's going on in our world, nobody really likes to say that the core of this problem started a long time ago. The core of issues within our community started a long time ago. The core with us as a people started a long time ago. Nobody want to face that reality, but everybody got an excuse. Everybody has an excuse why this is that and why that is this. But nobody wants to sit down and really face the truth. Yes, because it hurts. And it's easy to escape reality than to face reality, to believe in reality, and to work on reality. It's easier to escape it. Number 5, most people, as I stated earlier, they don't like failure. Failure is hard. Most people don't like to start because they don't want to be seen as starting from the bottom. They don't want to fail because they think if they fail, then nobody's going to think that they were worthy of having it. We focus too much on what people think versus what we feel and what we desire. And so I say it's good to fail. I say you're better off failing and say you tried versus not failing and never tried. Okay, so if you fail, it's okay. Because guess what? Get back up, dust your shoulders off, and move on. Move forward and toward what it is that you're desiring. Okay, so it's okay to fail. Don't be afraid to do that. Failure is good. And I've said this many times on my broadcast that my failure taught me how to appreciate success. When I failed, I cried. I was embarrassed, more so for myself, not caring what other people thought, but more so for myself, because I said I should have put more into succeeding. And that's the problem. We don't put more into succeeding. And so the failure expectation is already there. We go into a situation expecting to fail. And if you go into it expecting to fail, the chances are you're going to fail. Even if you don't go into it with the expectation of failure, that looming thought is always there, because failure is turmoil to most people. Failure causes people to jump off bridges. Failure causes people to do demonstrative activity. Failure, the thought of what other people think about you and how you do in life. We all walk around with a facade like we got this and got that. And the truth of the reality, most of us are one paycheck away from being broke. The reality, escaping that reality. Thank you, Pastor Monique. Greatly appreciate you. Yes, we don't want to escape the reality of being real with ourselves. We all can grow in some areas. The theory of life, the theory of psychology, the theory of buying, the theory of customers, the theory of business, relationships, and life. All of them are intertwined. And I tell you what, me earning this PhD has been really an eye-opener for me in my life. It's really made me think about things, not just subjectively, but objectively, and then persuasively as well. Because when I think about things, I think of what somebody else may be going through, feeling, and how I would feel if it's me. It has given me a greater sense of respecting people for who they are. And then in life, sometimes everybody is not where you are. You have to meet people where they are. And when you learn how to meet people where they are, you will find yourself evolving in your relationship, in your business, and in your life. The evolution, the theory, the perspective, the fact of change is real. I'm telling you. So I thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to spend with me. And I hope I've shared, giving you a perspective that made you think or make you think on a bigger level, because you deserve more. And if you don't think you do, then that's all on you. I know God tells me that I deserve abundance, and I share that with other people. The more that you put yourself out there, the more you will find that life will give you what you ask for. But you got to go out there and do the work. It's as simple as that. So if you like what you heard, connect with me by touching that little guy down there. And I'm normally here Monday through Thursday between the hours of hey, how are you? I'm here between you so enjoy. Oh, God bless you. Thank you so much. That is a wonderful blessing. I greatly appreciate it because Pastor Monique, if I don't have nothing to say, then, and I always have something to say. Yes, I always have something to say, but I try to make it purposeful and meaningful, with truth and a little fun behind it. It just depends on the kind of person you are because everybody ain't for everybody. And I ain't going to be for everybody. You ain't going to be for everybody. But we have to always be willing to listen because we can learn something from everybody. I promise you, every person that I come in contact with, I learn something about them. Sometimes it's the fact that I don't want to be around them anymore. Sometimes the fact to say I want to be around them a little bit more because they open my eyes. They give me the reality of the truth. And they help me push my life to that next level. And it's nothing greater than pushing your life to the next level and getting what you hope to have, what you desire, and what God says that you were ordained and that you will be blessed to have. So, again, I'm Nichelle with 2XL with Nichelle.com. If you like business, life, and relationships, I do have a podcast, the People Connect Podcast. You can go download that at iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Google. I also have a Facebook page for the People Connect Podcast where we typically do live scopes on Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Definitely have a message that says, oh, praise God. Yes, well, it's from God. It's not from me because I pray every time I get on any type of live stream, every time I post something on Instagram, Twitter, I pray about it. I ask God to order my steps, to give me direction because you're going to offend somebody. You're going to offend somebody. And that's why I just said you ain't for everybody and you're going to offend somebody. And if you offend somebody, you have to be prepared for them to be offended because some people may lash back out at you and you have to be offended. Do you address that lashing back out or do you say, oh, well, so everybody handles it differently. I think it depends on how it's delivered. If it makes me think and I'm like, oh, that might be true. That might be true. I'm more apt to say that may be true versus saying, oh, that ain't true. That ain't true. I'm more apt to saying that may be true because the truth of the reality is it probably is in some capacity if you think about it. And so that's what I always come in that perspective. I'm a teacher by trade, by heart, by business, by life. And I love educating people on how to be better, how to think better, because I love when people do it for me as well. So that's what it is. So any questions? If not, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Again, check me out tomorrow. I'll try to come on between 3 and 5 to give you some whatever's going on in life, whatever. But if not, I'll definitely be here tomorrow between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow I have more in-depth business tips. Today was kind of a life due to the fact things are going on, helping people think differently, be differently. And I thought theory was a great place to start for the month of October to help you really get focused in that now is the time to change your life. Now is the time to plan, prepare, and expect a great 2018 if you have not begun to think about that now. Now is the time to think about what didn't work in 2017 and plan and prepare for something that will work in 2018. My link in the bio, you can learn everything. Now I ain't gonna say everything ain't up there, but a lot of things that I do are in the link in my bio. If you go connect up here, when you get on my scope, just go back to my page, check the link in my bio. The link is also on Instagram. And you can click that link. I have freebies in there for new business owners. I have consultation sessions that are open and available for people that are interested to move to that next level. And it's just a lot of stuff in there. Go check it out. You might be surprised. You may find something that really, really, really that just changes your life. You never know. Alrighty. Thanks again, Pastor Monique. Thank you for coming in and tapping the screen to each and every one of you, to all the replay viewers, Twitter viewers, Apple viewers, wherever you are checking in from. I greatly appreciate you. May everything you touch, may it turn to gold. Blessings and peace unto you. Until next time, I'm Nichelle Womack signing off for now. Thanks again, Pastor Monique. Blessings to you. Take care. Bye-bye. See you guys tomorrow. It never wants to cut me off.